But DTR is just unbelievable to watch. He genuinely feels like if Deshaun Watson gets hurt or if something were to happen and they weren't going to play well, they're like, why wouldn't you go to this guy DTR? Because he just makes magic happen.
There was a hell of a throw. Old Cuz, one of them had...
Watkins, 80?
Yeah, had like 100 and some yards last night. Hell of a night. DTR has a lot of trust in him, a lot of faith in him. There's one throw where Watkins was acting as if it was back shoulder, which I think he was expecting. DB has eyes on not the ball, but on like something else. Can't track ball, and then there's a completion that happens immediately afterwards. It's like, well, in actual NFL, that ball's picked.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like, I think what everybody talent evaluation is watching is like, does this dude look like he belongs in the NFL? DTR looks like he belongs in the NFL.
Yes.
And if he's going to keep throwing his fucking body around afterwards, now, nobody is going to recommend that to a quarterback ever.
No.
But what that showcases to the rest of the team, the evaluators, like, look at him, he's up on top of the screen. Bam! That's one hit. Oh, you want a little bit more? That's my guy. That's a quarterback, dude.
Yeah.
He gets called for a blindside block, and I don't know how many times a ref has ever thrown a flag for a quarterback wanting to get a little extra. Oh, they cut it off right there. They cut it off.
Fools.
They cut it off.
What are we doing?
That's part of the video.
They cut it off
God
again.
Damn.
Cut it off twice. Jeez Louise. Come on, local broadcast. Anyways, he throwing his body around with the way he's performing. Obviously, that's a clean block. That was not the penalty. The penalty was when he comes around and says, oh, you think you're still going to make the play? Right there. That is where the blindside block was called. And obviously, the video cuts off immediately at that point. But I enjoy that this DTR character has built. Oh, what a shot, by the way. That's your quarterback.
Good pop.
So, I don't want to immediately say this, but if you see a guy that enjoys that much physicality, is that athletic, you want to have on your team,
Find a spot for him.
you just go ahead and slide him right to slot. Not that that's an easy thing to do, but it's like, hey, you think you can run a little bubble a couple times here? Yeah. You think maybe you could throw another one? How about that? Can we add a little, what do you think about one of these? Maybe a crack. You like hitting people.
Yeah.
So maybe they start finding a position for him to get on the field. If I'm a Browns fan, I understand that we paid a guy $230 million. He's going to get every opportunity to play quarterback.
Has to.
Does not matter how DTR does at quarterback. Does not matter how the Browns do or how Deshaun Watson does. Deshaun Watson is going to be standing in shotgun for that Browns team regardless of how it goes. So if you see what you got out of this DTR guy, let's figure out a little spot to put him on the field, just like Malik Cunningham up there for the Patriots. That's what these preseason games are all about. But as you're seeking those moments and those players that you think might have a little bit of an opportunity to make it in the NFL, bad football.
All over.
Oh, it's everywhere.
Bad football.
It's gross.
It is disgusting.
It's disgusting.
You do see it almost, and for quarterbacks, I think what you see is like they don't trust, so they're like guiding it almost. And he overthrew like 6 guys. Like actually,
those those overthrows. Those are what scared me for sure, because those are always picks usually, and you're like, man, I don't know. Usually, it just doesn't. When someone's feeling it, they're usually not overthrowing dudes. They might be a little jacked up early in the game, and he might overthrow somebody and then dial it back in, though.
Yeah, but just not even thinking, though, right? Like, that's what, like
DTR. DTR looked like he had ultimate confidence. He hits his back foot, boom. He lets that thing ride into tight windows, too. Like, he's not scared at all.
I think that's a good way to judge how people are doing, by the way, and how people are going to be. Sure. Like, what's this guy's confidence? I want to know that. I watched that Steph Curry documentary called Underrated or whatever, and the coach for Davidson.
Yep.
The coach for Davidson went to one of his high school games. He was this undersized guy. Now, they were telling this story like his dad was in the fucking NBA.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? Like, so they were telling this. He's 6'2". Is he ever going to... Okay, so this guy's taller than most humans. His dad was in the NBA, and they're telling a story like, hey, nobody had faith in this guy. It's like, I get that. And from hearing the story, I guess people weren't as excited to recruit him as maybe a 6'7" guy or a 6'8" guy. But what the Davidson coach, this older man who I think Steph is still very, very tight with, was like, this dude went like 1 of 30 one night. But that ball got in his hands, he was putting it right up. There was no like, hey, I'm missing. So his thing that he saw most impressive about Steph Curry, his takeaway was like, yeah, this dude's confidence was just unshakable.
Unmatched.
Like he missed 5-6 straight shots, and it was like the next time he got the ball, it was this one's going in. Yeah. And it's like that type of mentality tells a lot more of the story, I think, whenever it comes to athleticism than most people chat about. And for Marcus Mariota last night, I don't want. I don't have like the best eyes on earth. I don't think I have the best read on earth. But when I was watching, I'm like, this guy has lost his confidence. This guy, because he was in the pocket too. Like veteran quarterback has seen a lot of these defenses preseason. That's why these veteran quarterbacks that are playing, against people that haven't played in the NFL before, know what's coming. Pretty basic. Know exactly where you're going. Mm-hmm. Case Keenum, lighten it up. I mean, just absolutely. Derek Carr, lighten it up.
Matt Barkley,
like these people are lighting up because at least they know what the other. That's quite an advantage to have. All of a sudden, you're like Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning because you're able to figure out what's going on defense, which is their greatest gift. And it just didn't seem like that was something that he had last night. So then you start like that. Did quarterback ruin this guy? And is that why people don't want to do or are publicly coming out and say they don't want to do quarterback because they're like, you see what happened to Marcus Mariota?
Yeah.